He walked into the kitchen at 3 a.m. expecting to catch someone breaking the rules. But instead, the silent scene he witnessed changed his entire life and revealed the heartbreaking reason she sacrificed college to save someone else. Before we begin, hit subscribe to Black Inside USA for more real powerful stories. The kitchen of Maison Arcadia, the most prestigious private dining club on the East Coast, was normally silent at 3 a.m., dark, polished, untouched after the chaos of dinner service. But tonight, a soft rhythmic sound echoed across the counters. Talk, talk, talk. A knife, cutting steadily, cleanly, with focus that didn't belong to this hour. Elias Moretti, the club's new executive chef, stood by the doorway in a plain staff jacket instead of his usual embroidered whites. Only a few people in the entire building knew who he was. Tonight, he wanted it that way. He had disguised himself to observe the team without the pressure of titles. Some chefs relaxed when the boss wasn't around, some revealed their true skill. But this was different. Under the warm island lights, a young woman worked alone, shoulders steady, gaze sharp. Her braided bun sat like a crown, and her turquoise jacket bore one word. Leia. She wasn't cutting lazily, she wasn't tired, she wasn't rushing, she was perfectly precise, as if this moment mattered more than anything else in her world. And Elias couldn't look away. The uninvited worker. The clock above the pantry blinked 3:07 a.m. No one was scheduled at this hour. He watched quietly as Leia sliced cubes of meat, sorting them by size, then trimming off imperfections with the care of someone sculpting a masterpiece. Elias cleared his throat. She jumped, knife held steady but eyes startled. "Oh, I'm sorry," she said quickly. "I didn't know anyone else was here." Her voice was calm but guarded, like someone used to defending her space. "I could say the same," Elias replied lightly. "Kitchen's closed." "What are you doing?" Leia hesitated, not defensive, not guilty, just weighing what she should reveal. "I'm preparing protein for tomorrow's tasting menu," she finally said. "The prep team is behind, and You're not on the prep schedule." "I know." "Then why?" "Because it needs to be done," she said simply. The way she said it wasn't rebellious. It wasn't proud, it was necessary. Elias stepped closer. Her cuts were exact, millimeter perfect. Her knives were sharpened to chef-level precision. Her posture, trained, not self-taught, but her name wasn't listed in the culinary school background checks. He had read every resume himself. Something wasn't adding up. He studied her face, focused, strong, determined. Someone with skill, someone with discipline, someone with dreams, yet she didn't have the career path of a chef. "Where did you learn to cut like that?" Elias asked. She froze. Something flickered across her expression. "Pain, memory, maybe both. Life," she said quietly. "It taught me." Then she went silent again. A shadow of a secret. Elias didn't intend to stay. He had only walked in for a late drink of water. But now he couldn't leave. He stood against the counter, watching her technique. Her hands were strong but graceful. Every motion was efficient. No wasted energy, no wasted emotion. "Do you always work at night?" he asked. "Only when I have to." "And how often is that?" She answered with a soft shrug. The type of shrug that means far too often. He tried a different approach. "You could have asked the prep team for help." She didn't look up. "They already have too much on their plate." "You could ask the sous chef. He has a family. He shouldn't be here this late." "You could ask your head chef." "I don't have one." That made Elias raise a brow. "Everyone has a head chef," he said. She paused, then gave him a tired little half-smile. "Not when you're the lowest-ranked person in the kitchen." Her humility struck him. Her tone held no resentment, just reality. But Elias knew the truth. Lowest-ranked workers don't cut like professionals. She was hiding something, not out of deception, but survival. Why she skipped college. He leaned on the counter near her. "You know," he said softly, "people don't end up in kitchens at 3 a.m. unless something pushed them there." Leia's knife slowed slightly. He continued, "Whatever made you sacrifice sleep, comfort, or school, it must have been important." She stopped cutting. Her shoulders tensed. She exhaled through her nose, slow, controlled, then placed the knife on the board. "College," she whispered, "that was supposed to be my road out." Elias waited quietly, sensing she didn't get to tell her truth often. "My acceptance letter came the same month my mom got sick," she said. "The kind of sickness insurance doesn't care about unless you have money." Her eyes softened with memory. "Mom wanted me to go anyway," she said. "Leia, don't chain yourself to my problems." But parents don't understand. She shook her head. They are the chain, and the heart. So I stayed. I worked whatever jobs I could find. I learned to cook from the diners and kitchens that would hire me without papers, without degrees, without anything but determination. Elias felt something shift in him. I didn't skip college, she finished. I traded it, for your mother, he said. For my family, she corrected gently. My little brother needed meals. My mom needed meds. School could wait. You put your dreams on hold. I didn't put them on hold. Now her voice carried fierce certainty. I changed them. She picked up the knife again. And I'm building the new dream right here. The reason she returned at 3 a.m. Elias realized the truth. She wasn't working extra for praise. She wasn't trying to impress anyone. She was trying to keep her job. I heard the club might cut staff again, she said quietly. And I know how it goes. People with degrees stay, people without them disappear. Her hands tightened, so I have to prove I'm worth keeping. Even if no one sees it. But I see it, Elias said before he could stop himself. She blinked, surprised. He continued, softer now. And you're wrong about one thing. What's that? People who work like this at 3 a.m. don't disappear. He stepped closer, just enough for her to hear the sincerity in his voice. They stand out. The reveal. She chuckled lightly. You talk like you run the place. Elias smiled. Well, technically. Before he could finish, the kitchen lights flickered, automatic timers resetting. Her eyes widened. You're the new executive chef, aren't you? Elias rubbed the back of his neck, a little embarrassed. Yeah, Elias Moretti, but tonight I wasn't here as the boss. Leia covered her face with her hands. Oh no, I broke rules. I stayed after hours. Leia, his voice was calm but firm. You didn't break anything. You held this kitchen together. She lowered her hands. Elias stepped closer to the workstation and picked up one of her perfectly cut cubes. This is the work of someone who belongs here, he said. Not at the bottom, she swallowed. You don't have to say that just because you feel bad. I'm not saying it out of pity, he said honestly. I'm saying it as a chef who recognizes another chef. Her breath hitched. She looked down at her hands, the same hands that had spent years working to save a family. Leia, he added softly, you deserve a real chance. Not leftovers, the offer that changed everything. Elias pulled a clipboard from the counter, a leftover from earlier inventory checks. He clicked a pen. I'm restructuring the kitchen staff next week, he said, and I'm adding a new position. She raised a brow. What position? Junior sous chef. Her heart seemed to stop. I can't. I don't have a degree. I know. I've never been to culinary school. I know. I've never even been a line cook in a fancy place like this. Leia, his voice softened. I know. He placed the clipboard in front of her. But you have skill. You have discipline. You have soul. And that can't be taught in any school. Her eyes shimmered. Why are you doing this? Because talent like yours shouldn't be hidden at 3 a.m., he answered. It should lead the line. Slowly, with trembling fingers, she took the pen. Are you sure? She whispered. I've never been more sure of anything. She signed, and when she put the pen down, she didn't just sign a promotion. She signed a new beginning. Chapter 7, A New Morning. The sun was rising when they finally left the kitchen. Leia wiped her hands on her jacket and exhaled, a long, emotional breath she had been holding for years. I guess I don't have to hide in the kitchen at night anymore, she joked. Elias smiled. No, starting tomorrow, you cook with the team. And what about tonight? She asked softly. Tonight, he said gently, you rest. She nodded, her eyes soft, grateful. Thank you, she whispered. But Elias shook his head. Don't thank me, thank yourself. You earned every bit of this. Leia walked toward the exit, but before she stepped out, she looked back at him. Just once, just long enough for him to see something new in her eyes. Hope, the kind that only blooms when someone finally realizes. They were never small, they were simply waiting for someone to see their light.